Acura Series, Bergara barrels for guaranteed accuracy, nitride for guaranteed rust proofing, and a rifle guaranteed to be the best muzzleloader you've ever shot. CBA, it's just a better gun.
This segment's being sponsored by JLB Sportsman, custom woodworking and laser engraving. Located right here in Leoma, Tennessee, give owner Jim Brewer a call at 931-213-1455. All right, everybody, this next segment's being sponsored by our friends over at Courtney's Restaurant and Catering. You can find them at 4066B North Mount Juliet Road in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, or give them a call at 615-754-7548. They take care of all your catering needs. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and keep the phone lines open for you. Everyone's been calling to win these tickets, and that's fantastic, but it's kind of had us tied up. So you guys call in with some questions or comments, and we'll try to get you on here and take them. So give us a call at 615-737-7767. And until then, we're just going to keep right on moving. Joey, you hit on something a while ago there on break. I want to cover again real fast. What was it you were talking about with the trolling motor blades a while ago?
Well, you know, a lot of times, especially lakes that get a lot of fishing pressure, and people say, well, they go back to the same spot and do the same thing, and they said, stop catching fish. And I said, one little alteration you can make is if you have a 2-bladed prop, switch that to a 3-blade, and it sounds different to the fish, and they get conditioned to that. And it's kind of like if you have deer and you're on your tractor and it's going bup, 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 bup. The deer will come up. The only time they run is when you shut it off.
Yep,
so
right.
Sound is a big deal. So it can be a negative influence on deer or on bass or any fish.
Yeah.
So if you go to that 3-bladed prop, it's like, oh, they're almost more curious than they are afraid because it sounds different, because most of them are 2-bladed props. So again, it's kind of like knowing that sound is travels through water 5 times faster than it does through air. And if you can change that, it's kind of like when everybody says, well, that water's stained and I'm going to throw a rattle and jig. I'd snap the rattle off my jig.
Yeah.
Because everybody's already throwing the rattle. You get hooked up 2 or 3 times with a rattle and jig. It's kind of like with me. I don't throw a lot of crankbaits. I've been hooked up 5 times. It's like, I get it. I shouldn't be throwing crankbaits.
Right.
So, you know, again, taking that and changing that up and do something different than everybody else.
Yeah.
It's okay occasionally to follow the leader, but do something different.
Yeah. Well, guys, we got a few callers coming in here. Who do we have on one? Megan, how are you doing tonight?
Hi, I'm good.
Thank you for calling. What can we do for you tonight?
I'm sitting here with my dad. He told me to call in.
Okay. Did he have a question for us or anything?
What's the best lure to throw in the wintertime on Old Hickory Lake?
Old Hickory Lake.
You got jerk baits and spinner baits.
Or a spoon.
Or a spoon,
Yeah.
especially when it gets real cold.
Yeah, and a lot of
He
people.
didn't want to mention that spoon. I seen it in his eyes.
Yeah, and anything that can stay in the strike zone, and the really big part about a jerkbait is once you snap that down, if you're fishing it correctly, and if you're fishing it with fluorocarbon line, it'll stay down and it stays in the strike zone. And you know, fish, they can't let a lot of meals pass by, and so if it stays in their strike zone for a good long while, and you got to be patient. I count mine down and hold it in one spot till count of 7, and then move it again. You'll catch a lot of fish, and some big fish doing that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for calling. We hope that helps.
Thank you.
Have a great night. Who's on 2? Denny, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, Brandon. Just thank that man sitting next to you for all the films and stuff he did for Tennessee Outdoors. And said I really liked his work. And going to take a kid fishing. I don't want to say paid catfish pond, but that's guaranteed. But TWRA now, they got the kids' lakes down there. Them kids can catch some fish. And it's about time to go shoot something in the face.
It will. It'll be turkey season before you know it, buddy. We've still got some rabbit hunting to do and a little bit of early spring fishing, but we're really looking forward to our turkey season.
And let's see, what was it? Turkey. Oh yeah, you got a Sergeant York one for me now on film.
Oh, we'll try to. We're going to try to Sergeant York 7 or 8 of them for you if we can. we like turkey come Thanksgiving and Christmas time.
I like it all the time.
All right, I'll let somebody else call.
Well, thank you for calling. Have a great night.
All right, bye-bye.
Ronnie, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great. How are y'all?
Doing great.
Wonderful.
Thank you for calling.
Good.
Yeah, I was wondering about Joey. He uses a lot of, he talks about the different kind of baits he uses, artificial and stuff. I just wondered, you ever use any live crawfish?
Boy, you better believe it. If I can seine up some creek minnows, I like to just slow troll or drift some creek minnows. And if you want to talk about catching a big fish, the big, and that's a great question. The big plus with using live bait is it smells real, it looks real, it walks or swims like it's real. It gives no indication to being anything artificial. And when nothing else will work, I will promise you that a big, and it doesn't have to be a soft shell crawl, but a big creek minnow or anything like that, anything that's a live bait, hellgrammite, anything like that you can collect. And part of the fun is seining them up. But yeah, if you can seine up some creek minnows, and I'll tell you something, my rule is live bait, the biggest live bait and the smallest artificial bait that works. So it may still be it could be an 8-inch creek minnow, or it could be a little 2-inch crankbait or a little soft plastic. So that's a great question.
Yeah, I used to belong to a fishing club where we had about 10 to 12 boats in it, and that's 90% of our baits were live crawfish. We'd go catch them in the streams, go to Center Hill and stuff like that, and just wear the bass out.
Well, they like crawfish because it's high energy food. For every 5 pounds of crawfish that a bass eats, it gains a pound. So it's almost like ice cream for them.
Oh, yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Just, are you still from around Rutherford County?
I moved up to Van Buren County. I live right up in Rock Island.
Oh, okay.
Come see me. We'll go catch some fish.
Oh, I hear you. I met you one day. You was getting a set of tires put on your car, and down here in Murfreesboro, and I remember talking to you. But you have a good day, and I appreciate talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
All right, guys, before we take our next break, it is time to give away a book. We've got one of Joey's books here if you want to hold it up, actually. We've got one on our table, but this is his brand new book. It's just been out for a couple months now, I guess. This is I'll Be Tennessean Ya. It is just an exceptional book, and there's so much knowledge in it, like Dayton hit on earlier. So much knowledge and history in it. So whoever is going to be our 5th caller again, 615-737-7767, you'll be able to get your hands on your own copy of I'll Be Tennessean Ya. Guys, we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll have this week's calendar of events and some more Southern Woods and Waters.